Hi, I'm Piper. I've probably never mentioned this, but I studied folklore. It takes a really long time to do the tiny curls in my hair, so I figure no time like the present to do all of the vampires or a bunch of the vampires, because that's also a really long time. Vamps fall into three categories: sanguine, psychic, or sexual. I'll be putting the hot ones that turn you at the end of the video. First up, the Dampier. They're half human, half vampire. The father half is the vampire. Alucard from Castlevania would be a Dampier. Sanguine category, they can't turn you. They are susceptible to old age and viruses, so you can wait them out or you can chop their heads off. Caribbean for the Luguru, also called the Sukion. This is her true form. During the day, she's just a reclusive woman. This spooky shapeshifter, she squeezes in through the keyholes in your doors or cracks in your house, and she leaves bite marks, she sucks your blood, she leaves black and blue bruises. If you want to stop her, you make sure you cover those keyholes. And then she also falls into Fae lore. You know how a lot of Fae, you can throw like salt at them and they have to count it? She counts sand, so if you line up sand over cracks that you can't fill, she'll have to count them. Our next contestant is a Malay vampire. I've heard it pronounced Langshire. I don't speak Malay. She presents two ways. Either she's a beautiful woman with long black hair, or she is a floating head with like the spinal column dangling down, but she prefers the blood of newborns. We're going to stop her the same way we're going to stop our next person, and that's by putting thorns around windows and entrances so they get snagged. The Aswang of the Philippines. So she's a shapeshifter, she's halfway between ghoul and vampire, she flies, and Aswang is a catch-all category for kind of the Fae type in the Philippines. Be sleeping with those thorns around all entrances to your house. She is in the sanguine category. She's the last one in the sanguine category until the end. Psychic vampires. Trust the process. So psychic vampires can be energy vampires, soul vampires. They can be fae. They can be hybrid with human. They can even be fully human with attachments or psychic abilities. This is the Moroi. We're in Romania for him, and he is a ghost crossover because he's usually someone who was once living and then they come back to drain energy from the now living, usually a masculine spirit. Stop them by not having friends or acquaintances as a living person, and then no one will come for you. We've now made it to the sexual category. Succubi and incubi, obviously. You know anything about me, you know I consider succubus a very high honor. There's also the Elp. He goes by like 6 different names across Germanic lore. He drains you through sleep paralysis, and is often considered what people think is a demon. Sleep with a broomstick under your pillow to avoid him. And now our last category. Vampires who can turn you. Edward Cullen. Unfortunately, I'm serious. Sexy vampires that turn you are from Victorian literature starting in 1819. Literary romanticization was the way to deal with vampiric panic. Horror and fetish have a long history of being closely linked. Was there anything that can turn you? Maybe. That's a video for another time. Have a good day. Bye.